Hi, we are here to help you for a quick call test process of iTel Switch Plus. For the procedure to quick call test, you need to add rate plan, you need to add terminating client, you have to create PIN, you need to add route, then register a PIN. You may start calling, check call status, and report. If you will paste billing link in browser, you can see the login page. Here, you have to put appropriate username and password. If you want, you can select your preferred language. By default, language is English. Now click on Login. For security reasons, system will request you to change password after first login. You have to put new password here and you have the flexibility when you want to change your password next time. Now, by selecting Never, you can change the password. Here, you can see the home page of iTel Switch Plus. Initially, you will get a test rate plan in your system that has been provided for your assistance. If you want, you can download the rate plan for your further modification. Now you can see how to add rate plan. For that, you have to go Rates and Destination option and then you have to select Voice Rate Plan and need to click on Add button. You can see the page of rate plan. Here at first you can put any desired name for the rate plan. You can put any note or description regarding this rate plan. From option, if you choose Add Destination Wise and click on Submit, you will be able to create a rate plan named BD Rate. But there will be no rate under this rate plan. For further step, you can add rate plan for each destination or you can upload the entire destination rate from CSV file. If you will select from rate plan, you can generate a new rate plan based on any existing rate plan on your panel or switch. If you will select an existing rate plan and want to increase its all destination rate by a certain percentage, you can put the value in increased by field. If you will put 1% here, then all rates under the selected rate plan will be increased by 1% value. You can put 2, 3, 4 any value here. Now, to add rate plan, you have to click on Submit button. Here, you can see that in BD rate plan, all your rates have been uploaded and rate has increased by 1% than existing rate. Now, you can see how to create rate plan by using the option From File. Here, you can use or upload CSV file that is already stored in your PC. In the first field, you can give a name of rate plan. Description is optional here. Now, you have to select From File option and then browse and select the CSV file. If you will click on Submit button, then the rates of CSV file will be uploaded against Dubai rate plan. In this page, you can see destination-wise rate plan has been added under Dubai rate plan. Now, let us show you how to create another rate plan. Here, you have to give a name of rate plan. Then, you have to select the option Add Destination Wise. Now, to create a rate plan, you have to click on Submit button. In this page, you can see a rate plan ABC has created. Now, let me show you how you can search your rate plan, how you can edit them, and how you can add new destination rate under any existing rate plan. To do this, you have to click on Search button under Voice Rate Plan. Now you can see Rate Plan Search page. Here you can search by name, by description. You can also search by Created by field, where you have to put username. By default, no will be selected in Show Deleted option, but if you want, you can select Yes. If we'll select Yes, then you can see Deleted Red Plan also. Here, you can see name of Red Plan, description, creation date. You can also see user who has created the Red Plan, and also can download, add, edit or upload from here. If you want, you can select a Red Plan and delete from here easily. As you know, in ABC Red Plan, you don't have any destination rates. So now you have to select ABC Red Plan to add rates. Here you can see an option Add New Destination Rate in the top left side of the page. Here you have to select destination code. Let's assume you are selecting 8801. In interval you can put 30 seconds. Again you can put 30 seconds in increment intervals, and in rate per minute you may put 0.045. Now if you will click on Submit button, then a rate will add against 8801. Let me show you what you can do by advanced option. Here you can set failed call duration, you can set grace period, and also you can set connection fee. By default it is 0 in all fields. To assign different type of rate against day, hour and minute in system, you can use slotted rate option. In the box of slotted rate, you can select any day from day option. You can select starting and ending time from time option. Here is option to give first interval, remaining interval and rate per minute. For the remaining time, other than the slotted time, you can put first interval, increment interval and rate per minute in the field. Let's assume you are not using slotted rate. You can go back to basic option and click on Submit button. In this page, you can see there is a rate against 8801. In iTel Switch Plus, you can add 4 types of client: reseller, originating, terminating, and both types. Let's see how can we create a reseller. To create reseller, you have to select Manage Client under Client option and need to click on Add button. Here you can see Client Add page where at first you have to write any desired name considered as client ID, and then you have to provide password and confirm the password. When the reseller will log in for the first time, he or she have to change the given password. Here you have to select reseller as a client type. In balance option, you have to provide desired amount of balance, because call won't be passed without balance. As you are creating this reseller under admin, parent account will be none here. You have to provide rate plan here. If you will leave it none, then the client under this reseller will be created but cannot make a call. You can see voice rate plan by clicking on View Rate Plan. If you want to provide mobile top-up facilities, then you have to give a rate plan. Otherwise, you can leave it none. Let's assume you are assigning a mobile top-up rate plan. If you will click on Reset button, then all given value will be reset, and if you will click Submit, then a reseller will be created. Now let me show you how to add originating client in iTel Switch Plus. For that, you have to click on Add button under Manage Client. Here, you have to write any desired name considered as client ID, and then you have to provide password and confirm that password. Here you have to select originating as client type. Balance is mandatory for originating client because call won't come without any balance. By default, balance is 0, but you can put any desired amount. In system, originating client can be authenticated by 3 ways: IP, caller ID, and prefix. Usually, IP is the most common way to authenticate the client. Now, you have to provide the IP of originating client. And let's assume port is 5060. Now click on Add. Parent account. Parent account will be none. You have to select voice rate plan. If you won't select voice rate plan, then no call will come to you from the originating client. Mobile top-up rate plan. As usual, you have to select mobile top-up rate plan if you want to provide mobile top-up facility. But if you want, you can leave it none. If you will click on Submit button, then originating client will be created. Now, let me show you how to add a terminating client. For that, you have to go to Manage Client under Client portion and click on Add button. You can put client name here. Now provide password and confirm that password. Client type will be terminating. Balance is not mandatory here, so by default it is 0. Add terminating client's IP. In this field, you have to provide the IP, and let's assume the port is 5060. If terminating client will request you to send a call with specific prefix, then you have to send the call by that prefix. Let's assume terminating prefix will be 555. You can keep terminating rate none, or you can assign a terminating rate plan, because if you won't provide a rate plan, then you cannot see a proper profit or loss report. Now, if you will click on Submit button, then terminating client will be created. Let me show you how to generate PIN. You can generate 2 types of PIN in our system. To generate batch PIN, you have to go to Client section, then select Manage PIN, and then click on Generate PIN. Batch name. You can write here your desired batch name. PIN prefix. Here you can set what will be the initial character of your PIN. Total number of PIN. Here you can write how many PIN you want to generate. PIN digit length. Let's assume PIN digit length is 6. Initial balance. By default it is 0, but you can put balance here. Payment type. By default it is prepaid, but you can also choose postpaid. Parent account. As you are creating PIN under admin, so you can keep it none. Voice rate plan. You have to assign a appropriate rate plan here. If you will keep it none, then call won't pass from here. Mobile top-up. If you want to give a mobile top-up facility, then assign a rate plan or keep it none. Now, if you will click on Submit button, the batch PIN will be created. Let's see what we have in advance. Voice rate plan. If you want to increase rate for existing rate plan, then in this field you have the flexibility to do that. PIN type. By default it is rechargeable, but you have flexibility to choose other option from drop-down list. Pin status. By default it is active. You can also choose block. Activation time. Here you can set pin activation time, that means from when pin will be activated. Expire time. From here you can select pin expire time. By default we keep 2 years. Expire after first use. By default it is 90 days, but you can put any days here. IVR language. By default it is English, but you can choose any language. IVR currency. By default it is USD, but you can select any other currency. Now click on Submit button. If you want, you can also download this generated pin from here. To create single pin, you have to go Client section, then Manage Pin and click on Generate Single Pin. Here you can see Single Pin Add Page. In the first field, you can put any desired character, numeric value or alphanumeric value to create a pin number. Pin password. You can set a password for this pin number. Caller ID. In this field, you can add caller ID or you can keep it blank. Caller ID usually used for DID. Pin balance. Here you can give an amount for pin balance. Payment type. By default it will be prepaid, but if you want you can choose postpaid. Parent account. As you are creating pin under admin, so you have to keep it none. But if you want to create this pin under any other reseller, then you can choose parent from this list. Voice rate plan. You have to select appropriate voice rate plan here, because if you will leave it none, then pin user cannot make a call. Mobile top-up rate plan. If you want to give top-up facility, then you have to keep a rate plan. If you don't want to give mobile top-up facility, then leave it none. Now click on Submit button to generate a pin. You should remember that before adding route, you have to add terminating client. To add destination-wise route, you have to go to Route Management section, then select Routing and click on Add button. Now you can see Add Call Routes page. At first, in the field of originating client or reseller, you may configure a route for any specific client or a common route for all. By default, all is selected. Destination code. Here you can select 8801 as destination code. Destination name will come automatically. Strip prefix. Strip prefix is not required, so you can leave it 0. Terminating client. You can select terminating client from the drop-down list such as Meet Telecom. Here, terminating prefix is also not required, so you can keep it none. You have to select terminating IP here. You can also choose either SIP or H323 protocol. Priority. You can set route priority from here by giving numeric position such as 1, 2, 3, etc. Capacity. By default, capacity is -1, which means unlimited capacity. Status. By default, status will be enable. If you want, you can also choose disable. Now, if you will click on Submit button, then you can see in translated dial plan, 8801 formatted call is passing to termination as 8801 format. Now click on Submit button. Let's add another route where the dial format is 91 and you want to send the call to termination as 5591 format. For that, you have to add the route by taking help of terminating prefix. Originating client or reseller, you can keep it all. Destination code, you can select 91 as destination code. Strip prefix is not required here, so you can keep it 0. Terminating client, you have to select terminating client from here. Terminating prefix, here you have to add 55 as terminating prefix because termination will receive call like 5591. Terminating IP, from here you have to select terminating IP. Assume that protocol is SIP, priority 1, capacity -1. Now, if you will click on submit button, then you can see in translated dial plan, 91 dialed formatted call is going to termination as 5591 format. Now click on submit button. Let's add another route where dial format is 0092 and you want to terminate the call in 92 format. For this route, you have to use strip prefix. Destination code, you have to put 0092 as destination code. Strip prefix, here you have to put strip prefix 2 so that you can eliminate first 2 digits from dialed number. Terminating client, you can select terminating client from here. Terminating prefix, for this route terminating prefix will be none. You should select terminating IP from here. Assume that protocol is SIP, priority is 1 and capacity is -1. Now, if you will click on submit button, then in translated dial plan, you can see 0092 formatted call is going to termination as 92 format. Now, click on submit button. Let's add another route where dial format is 0092 and you want to terminate the call in 7792 format. For this route, you have to use strip prefix and also terminating prefix. Destination code, you have to put 0092 as destination code. Strip prefix, here you have to put strip prefix 2. Terminating client, you have to select terminating client from here. Terminating prefix, for this route you have to put 77 as terminating prefix. You should select terminating IP here. Assume that protocol is SIP, priority is 1, capacity is -1. Now, if you will click on submit button, then in translated dial plan, you can see 0092 formatted call is going to termination as 7792 format. Now click on submit button. Let's add another route where 8801 formatted call will go to termination as 8801, where you also activate time-based route. Let's see how can you add this route. At first, you have to choose destination code 8801. Strip prefix, you don't need to use strip prefix, so keep it 0. Terminating client, you have to select terminating client. Terminating prefix, you don't need to use terminating prefix, so keep it none. Terminating IP, you have to select terminating IP. Let's assume protocol SIP, priority 1, capacity -1 and status is enable. If you want to activate time-based route, then you have to go advanced option. Here you can see there is an option select time. If you will click here, you get option to select time. Here in drop-down list, you can select day. Let's think you are selecting all day And from time you can select start time, and from time to option you can select end time. Now click on add. This route will activate at 6 am and will disable automatically after 6 pm. Now click on submit button to add this route, where in translated dial plan you can see 8801 formatted call is going to termination as 8801 format. Also, time-based route is activated here. Now let me show you how to add another route, where you can use stop retry option. That means after trying this route, system will not try any other available route to pass the call. Let's see how can you add this route. At first you have to choose destination code 88017. Strip prefix, you don't need to use strip prefix, so keep it 0. Terminating client, you have to select terminating client. Terminating prefix, you don't need to use terminating prefix, so keep it none. Terminating IP, you have to select terminating IP. Let's assume protocol SIP priority 1, capacity -1 and status is enable. Now if you want to activate stop retry, then you have to go advanced option. Here you can see stop retry option. Click over there to enable it. Now click on submit button to add this route, where in translated dial plan you can see 88017 formatted call is going to termination as 88017 format. Also, stop retry route is activated here. Let's add another route, where you will use this route only for specific client. Originating client or reseller. In this box, by default, all is there, but you can select any specific client from here. Then you have to choose destination code 8801. Strip prefix, you don't need to use strip prefix, so keep it 0. Terminating client, you have to select terminating client. Terminating prefix, you don't need to use terminating prefix, so keep it none. Terminating IP, you have to select terminating IP. Let's assume protocol SIP priority 1, capacity -1 and the status is enable. Now click on submit button to add this route, where in translated dial plan you can see 8801 formatted call is going to termination as 8801 format. And this route is only activated for originating client Alamin. If you want to see all route that you have added already, then you have to go to routing option under route management system and click on search button. Now you can see all the routes that you have added before. Now let's search a pin and from there choose a pin to register in device for testing a call. For this process you have to go to manage pin option and need to select search pin. Let's assume you are going to use pin 1234. The registration has done, so now you can dial a number. Now, if you want to observe the live call, then click on Live Call Log button. You can see the page of Live Call Log, from where you may know the condition of calls by the help of different type of color. When you will click any message, then you can see detailed information inside that message. Now, if you want to see the call in active call page, for that you have to go to report section. Then you have to select active call under operational report. Here you can see active call page where you can search with the help of originating client or reseller, originating destination code, terminating destination code, terminating client, and also you can use dialed number. Here you can also sort based on different categories. If you want to monitor report for call, then you have to select monitoring report under operational report. Here you can see the page of monitoring report. You can select starting time by from option and ending time from option 2. Originating client, terminating client, and destination code will by default all, but if you want, you can select according to your required client and destination code. If you want, you can generate detailed report. By default, it is all, but you can choose option from drop-down list. If you want, you can also generate summary report from where you can choose hourly, daily, monthly report. Even if you want, you can also generate report with the help of any dialed number. Assume you are generating detailed report, so click on Get Report option. Here you can see detailed call report. In the right hand side of the report, you can see disconnect case. If you want to see detailed SIP log for any call, you have to click on disconnect cause. And now you can see well organized SIP log from where you can trace the reason.